your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Chrissie is hilarious.
Chrissie, have you ever heard of the comedian Basha K. Ali?
No, that sounds like something you yell out before you blow up a plane.
30 seconds remaining.
But you know what, good to say I dabbled in stand-up or something. I haven't been disrespectful to you at all.
I was very confused by the title, Everything Everywhere All at Once, because that's also what we call it when Ash takes off his shirt. I shouldn't be up here. I should be in school on the other side of the ocean. Hello, boys and girls. Good night. I've been out here 1 minute and I'm saying good night. Hello. Just doing a little chat to make sure you guys can hear me, see me, all that good stuff. Mic check. We're checking the mic. Hi, Carrie. Oh my goodness. Now I can put a name to a face. Just give me a quick something if you can hear me. Are we hearing me? Are we not? Tell me. Is that better? Echo? There's an echo, but can you at least hear me? It sounds choppy. Okay, cool. Amazing. Sound is bad. Great. Wonderful. Hold on. Let me push a few buttons. Over here. Is that better? I'm throwing my phone far away. Thank you, Aldo. No, yes, I did have a tech person here from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. the other day before I left for Phoenix. And we did not fix the problem. He just was here many hours trying to figure it out. So we definitely tried. Tin can with a string, incredible. Outstanding. I don't know what the hell the problem is. Feedback is there? Okay. Is the mic not plugged in? I love it. I'm pretty sure everything's plugged in. I just want to say I had the best time this weekend. Beat the mic in my hand. Get bad mic. Bad. We had the best time this weekend. It was a quick trip, but a productive one. I flew out Saturday morning, first thing in the morning to Phoenix. Landed, situated, pumped, then did a show at the Chandler Mic Drop. That was so great. It was so different. So many VIPs came to that one. Camelot came, brought his beautiful girlfriend Jessie. My good friend Glenn Kappa came. Glenn was like a Compound Media fan. Who else was there? James was there. And like a bunch of Camelot brought a large entourage with him. He really did. He rolled pretty deeply. He's a deep roller. So Camelot. And anytime there's friends who come to the show, I always try to integrate them into my set. So I make fun of him a little bit. We talk about what it's like to be a race car driver. Boom! I'm not using a boom microphone, Aaron. So anyway, yeah, did the show at the Mic Drop in Chandler, which is basically Phoenix, but I guess it's a small town, not quite a suburb, but on a scale from 1 to 10, how bad is the sound? I know, Aldo, I'm getting to it. So anyway, we did Phoenix, had a blast, Chandler, whatever, same thing. And then we hung out at a bar restaurant just across the street from the club. was a whole gang. A 9. Great. I'm gonna have to hire some more people to come in here and retweet. See, you know what the problem really is? Like, I had one tech person come and set up my entire studio, basically, and that person is now gone. So I have to like every other person that I have come in here to fix it, like, doesn't know what the hell the first person did, and it takes a long time to try to like go backwards and retool it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just light the entire room on fire and we'll start completely from scratch. It's really horrible. Connect your unplug the mic and replug it. I do always have this problem because I am not a person who understands audio, so I have to find people that do. And you know what I might just have to do is like completely break down the entire set and just have come in and build it back up from scratch. Use my phone as a mic? Is it really that bad? Good God. Good Lord. Shoot. I mean, I could. What could I do? I could. How about the laptop mic? Logo Christie. I was trying to explain what happened this weekend. Hold on. I even did a test before I went live. I thought that was okay. 100%. But I tried plugging it. I'm plugging it. 100% your main mic isn't what's picking up your voice. It's a different mic. Okay. I mean, as long as any mic picks it up, right? Okay. I'm looking at the settings.
Let's see, is this better? What about this? What about this? What about this? Check, 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 check. Is this better? Check, check, check. Let me know if this sounds better. This is better? This is better? Jesus. Mary and Joseph. Okay. I'm not really sure what I did. I did something that the tech people always say not to do. I just changed the settings. Okay. It's not a boom mic. A boom mic is one that hangs over the top. All right. It's okay. None of us know what we're doing. None of us know. Okay. Anyway, I was talking about the weekend. So Saturday, flew into Phoenix, did the show at the Mic Drop in Chandler, which is close to Phoenix. And then after the show, a bunch of us hung out at this like bar restaurant. It was Camelot, a bunch of his crew, my friend Glenn, who lives in Chicago, who's like really a globetrotter, like just is constantly on the road seeing like bands and performances. He lives a very cool life. And then who else was there? Oh, yeah, Steph, Cecil's hot mod. Cecil has a hot mod, and she was a content hotel, and she's just a big comedy fan. And so she came to the Chandler show, and then we had a good hang afterwards. So then after that, I was back at my hotel by about midnight, and then woke up, basically first thing in the morning again. Went to the Phoenix airport, flew to Albuquerque. That was a quick flight. Then there was like kind of a debacle with my hotel. They sent me to the wrong hotel first, and I was like completely unpacked when I got a call from the concierge being like, "Yeah, we don't actually have reservation for you. We think you're at this other hotel." I was like, "Great." So I go to the other hotel. By the time I got that all situated, I had to pump. And then I got into a cab and I was like, I can't be in Albuquerque and not go to the Breaking Bad house, right? It would be a shame. It would be a travesty if I did not check out the Breaking Bad house. And I initially planned to do like a big live stream from the Breaking Bad house, but I was like, by the time I was able to get there, it was getting kind of dark. So I'll play for you the little video that I took from in front of the house, because we've all seen videos of the Breaking Bad house. So here was my experience.
Oh my goodness. Here I am at the Breaking
Bad
house.
Hello, my Uber driver's
waiting.
waiting patiently.
Have you ever been to the
Breaking Bad house before?
You've been here before?
Yeah.
I heard that
A quick word about this man. You know, usually I'll get on here and I will blast the illegals to heck, and I'll say, we don't need them, we don't want them. This man was clearly an illegal alien. He was lovely, and we mostly communicated through Google Translate. He would sort of like yap into his phone and then pass it back to me, and it would be this whole Google Translate, and then I would sort of yap back, hand it back to him, and we talked that way the whole ride. And he was lovely. So who knows? My opinion may be shifting slightly. This guy can stay. The rest of them can go.
Owner like visitors.
He was like, what? He's like, what are you doing here? And then after I took this video, he was like, I've been here 3 times. I've taken people here like multiple times over the last few like weeks and months. Like, what the hell's going on with that house? So I had to explain to him, like, this is where the show Breaking Bad was filmed.
We're just gonna do a little quickie video because I had a very busy day today. I flew this morning from Arizona, and was like, but I must see the Breaking Bad house. So here it is.
It's weird to watch a video of yourself.
Oh my word! It's just as I pictured it. There is like a big old fence here. I'm having my driver wait because I'm like, it's getting dark. And also, who knows if I'll be able to get another Uber in this town. But yeah, it's all these blinking lights. There's a car here. Every video I've seen of this house, it's the owner lady comes out and yells at people. Take your pictures from across the street. Do not disturb us. Look at that side. Well, I don't know if you see. Because it's private property, private drive, keep out.
An echo? What the hell, man?
Oh my goodness. How can anyone live here? This is now a historical site. I just don't see. I think this house is worth something like $4 million. I just don't understand how anybody can live here. Because you're getting apparently there's hundreds of visitors to this place every day. Another sign that says take your pictures from across the street. Dogs are barking. And then even like if you're this neighbor, even if you're these people, you're gonna get some attention. So I don't know if anybody's home, but that's so funny. You can see two chairs and a table parked right out front. So they must post up here and watch people visit. It's really just a pretty, like ordinary house. Pretty like run-of-the-mill standard house. And I gotta be honest, I'm a little underwhelmed. I'm glad I didn't just like dedicate, like an hour plus to standing out here. But here we go, Breaking Bad house. It makes me want to rewatch the series, actually. My husband is watching the series for the first time with our my stepson, his actual son. And yeah, nobody's out here. No, I very much expected a lady to be out here to yell at me, but I guess maybe she's in there having dinner or something. So much. And even to be this neighbor. Is it worth it for anyone to live in this neighborhood? But very cool. Glad I saw the house. Very, very cool. Mailbox. Yeah, I just want to, maybe I'll just walk on the sidewalk. Let's see. Here's the house. I wonder if anybody will come out. They must have like motion sensors. Apparently the lady that lives here is very committed to heckling visitors. Like, it's got to be a full-time job to watch out for people and then come yell at them. But the house is very nice looking, kept up. There's no front lawn. There's just a tiny bit of grass surrounded by all these rocks. So it's like a front lawn of rocks. But very cool. Very cool. Glad I visited. All right. Off to Hyenas. Off to the club. See ya later, Albuquerque.
Hey, how exciting. Was it dusty? You know, the whole time I was in Albuquerque, I was half on the lookout for Snoopy's brother, whose name escapes me at the moment. But I think Snoopy's brother kind of lives in the desert. So I mean, if he doesn't live in New Mexico, where could he possibly live, you know? I flew into Phoenix, PHX, and then ABQ. And I met Carrie. Most importantly, I met Carrie here, who does not look like this. She is very much a woman, a lady. So it was so exciting, and I met so many great people that whose names I just see on the internet. It was really, really cool. Did I buy souvenir meth? No, I collect magnets, so I always try to get a magnet from every city or state that I perform in. And I have like a section of the fridge that's just all the magnets from the places I've been to perform. I used to, a couple of years ago, collect snow globes, but that's kind of like, it's a hassle, because if they're out on a windowsill or in the sun at all, they turn yellow. They turn like pretty gross. So I stopped collecting snow globes, started collecting magnets, and it's a lot better. It's a much better lifestyle choice. So Albuquerque show was cool. I was at Hyenas in Albuquerque. They've got kind of like a fun like club in the basement of like, it's like an outdoor kind of strip mall. I was able to walk and eat at a Red Robin before the show. They have really good, I've never been to a Red Robin before. They have really good burgers. I had a burger, some onion rings, a side salad. Almost got like a mocktail, but I was like, nah, let's not go too crazy. And so there was this guy, James, who's been on the show before. I don't know if you remember him, but he actually got fired from his flight attendant job for sticking up for me, because I tweeted out, like, I might not make it to Indiana. There's a black pilot. If I don't make it, blame DEI. I don't know if you guys remember that, but it's a tweet from a few months ago. And he stood up for me in one of these flight attendant groups, and he was ostracized. He was fired. He's a real G for that one, but he was there. And I saw him in the Red Robin, and my first impulse was to hide, because he was wearing like one of my shirts. And I was like, I have to hide. I don't want him to see me eating. A strange impulse. Hi, Night Owl. Thank you for the $5. Spike! Thank you, Spike. Spike is Snoopy's brother, known for his thin appearance, mustache, and solitary life in the desert. I would like to know specifically what desert he lives in, because when I think of Spike, I very much think of like New Mexico or Arizona. I could have probably visited him while I was out there. Magnets don't last, though. Look, Quebec Patriot, don't ruin my collecting passion here. I've stopped counting the number of times I've heard, oh, that's not Gary. Gary's a woman. Yeah, so I experienced the Red Robin. Did 2 shows in 2 different clubs. Very, very cool. And then, of course, like, the last night you're in any town is always kind of stressful. It takes me a long time to pack everything up. I brought all of my podcasting equipment. I brought like 40 to 45 pounds of podcasting equipment, like dragged it across the country and set it up in my hotel room. And then I couldn't get the freaking mic to connect. I did everything possible, connected, unconnected, everything I could think of, couldn't get the mic to connect. And I just was so tired after the show. Then it was all I could do to just pack, pump, and then fall asleep for 4 hours before I had to wake up at like 4 to get an Uber back to the airport to come home. You guys know how it is. Thank you, Spectral Citizen. Thanks for the 5. How did you like New Mexico? I have lived there for about a year, but much farther north of Albuquerque. I didn't know you were there. Why did you come to the show, Spectral? I like New Mexico. I heard a lot of shit. People like to talk a lot of shit about Albuquerque. They're like, it's dirty, it's gross, it's a bad neighborhood, it's trashy. And I get there, I'm like, it's fine. And I kind of like, I don't know, I don't like it when all of the cities are the same, you know? I don't like to always be walking distance from a Target. It gets boring sometimes. I would definitely go back. It seems very cool. Oh, you live in Jersey now? Okay. Well, you should have flown across the country to come to the New Mexico show. I heard that too. Which is why when I was walking around the Breaking Bad house, I was like, maybe I should go. Anyway, great weekend. So much fun. Met some cool new people like Carrie here. Yes, of course. This one. And some familiar old faces. Oh, please. I'm not even getting into the Mom Dami thing. I haven't looked at, I don't even know if the results are in yet. I don't know if Mom Dami has won yet, but yeah, this is not premature. We can go ahead and say, rest in peace to New York City. Really, honestly, because even if Cuomo wins, his dumb, corrupt ass isn't going to fix it. So I'm pretty sure. I would love for Curtis Lewa to win, but he probably won't. All right, I was just checking Rumble. Everything looks good there. Okay. So what I wanted to get into is this story that has been I saw it I think I saw it when I was flying back yesterday and did a couple tweets about it, but in the last 24 hours, this story has really blown up. This is out of a Gold's Gym out of LA, Los Angeles, in California. And the woman who has blown this story up is named Tish Hyman, which is funny. Hyman, very female. She basically, like all of us, like many of us feel sick of seeing dudes in women's locker rooms, and she saw one recently, blew up at him, and then went ahead and loudly went out kind of into the lobby area talking about it, and lost her membership to the gym as a result. So I'm going to try and tell this story as sequentially as I can. This is the guy in question. His name is in here somewhere. It's probably in one of these other tweets that I'm going to pull up, but she recorded a little bit of the interaction she had with this dude. So this she posted 2 days ago, but it was late at night. It was like almost midnight 2 days ago. So people weren't really hearing about it till Tuesday. No, today is Tuesday. They weren't hearing about it till Monday. So here she's tweeting out, today he saw me walk into the women's locker room, followed me in, and called me a bitch. I ran out into the locker room crying and screaming. This is why we can't be quiet, because people need to know what's happening. Thank you to the men who helped me today.
Did you tell me or not that women like to see it?
He said, did you tell me or not that apparently he was in the locker room saying straight women love to see dick or something like that, or women love to see it. Just something vulgar.
Exactly. No, now he's not going to be a man, right?
He's not even trying to look female. Like, I'm sorry, he's doing the least. He has earrings on, and that's it. Just earrings. Is that all it takes to be trans nowadays? Is just earrings? Echo. It does look like Disparu.
Now he knows how to be a man. Stay out of the women's locker room. We don't want it. He needs to have his gym membership revoked for that shit. And the woman told you. He assaulted me. The girl told already. We already filed reports. No.
That's fine. I want the video.
You can't get rid of me for this. I'm a woman and I have every right to not want a man in the restroom when I'm naked. There are girls naked in there. Look at them walking in there like it's okay. It's not okay.
I understand.
I'm not causing.
Are you?
This man is so cocky. No pun intended. Very cocky. Knows that it's legal in California to be in the women's locker room. So I'm going to play the moment that she goes out into the lobby of the gym. I guess it's like near a coffee shop or near a bar or something. So she goes out into the lobby area after this interaction and loudly is telling people what the heck just happened.
Go gym! Men! Grown men with big dicks in the women's locker room. And that's why I'm getting kicked out. And I want to make sure the girls know. The fuck? Everybody saw that man in the fucking locker room. No one's saying shit. And I'm fucking done with it. It's fucking stupid. It's dangerous. Me naked in front of a man without my permission. But I ain't the one who gets kicked out the gym, y'all. I'm terminated for not wanting men in the locker room. And that goes gym. Men. Grown men.
Yeah, she's 100% right. She knows she's being filmed. She doesn't care. First of all, great body on Tish. Absolutely just crushing it. Like naturally good body, but you can tell she works on it. Great. I haven't seen Celsius energy drink come out and disavow one way or the other, but great ad for Celsius energy drink here. Tish, by the way, not that it matters, but it does a little, a lesbian. So in 2025, we've reached a point where a black lesbian, the comfort of a black lesbian, is inferior to the comfort of a white man who has like an autogynephilic fetish. This is Riley Gaines' tweet. If we saw boldness like this back in 2020, this insanity would never have been allowed to fester like it has. God bless you for speaking the truth loudly. Listen to Tish. And then Tish responds, this is what U.S. women need to do. This madness has gone far enough. We will rise against this and win. I love that. I love that. So she, the gym freaking kicks her out. You know what I had wished in that video that I had seen? I wish some other people in the back were like having her back. I would have liked some other women in the room to like start clapping. Not that you have to be, because people are very afraid to voice their opinion publicly like that. People are afraid to tweet. So of course they're going to be afraid to like publicly be out there saying their feelings, with their faces in public, knowing of course they can be filmed at any time. Everyone's afraid of just losing their damn jobs because cancel culture is what it is. But it would have been nice to see a few people like clapping on, yes-anding her, So she gets kicked out of Gold's gym. She goes to her car and then films this video, recounting the whole experience. Yeah, the Gold's gym was in LA. And so here's what she went to her car and immediately started filming.
I just had the worst experience ever at the gym, at Gold's Gym, and I think this is probably happening at gyms across America. We're like trans women are going into the women's locker room and not really caring about how women feel about it. And it's really hurtful, yo. Like, how you gonna say you want to be a woman or that you are a woman, but you don't give a fuck how women feel? Today I was naked in the locker room. I turn around and there's a man there. in boy clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking at me. I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a worker in here. Maybe I missed a sign. I say the word sir to say, sir, what are you doing in here? He goes, don't fucking talk to me. I'm a woman. I have a right to be in here. Immediately, I'm fucking pissed because I'm butt naked. I feel violated. I feel like weird. Like, I don't want to deal with this, right? So the girls are walking in and they're seeing the commotion and they actually chime in and say, yo, I don't know why he's in here. He's not supposed to be in here. And then I talk to the people that work at Gold's Gym and they don't really have anything to do. They just like, oh, we can file a report about it, incident report. What the fuck is going on? Like, listen, how can you say you're a woman or you want to be a woman and you don't care how women feel? That's nothing more manly than
because it has never been about caring how women feel. These guys are either they're straight up autogynephiliacs or they have a crazy ego, and they're taking advantage of the law. They're taking advantage of the laws that are in place in California and many other places like it. They're not in there. You know, it used to be with the gay rights movement, all they wanted was to fit in. All they wanted was the same rights as everybody else. Now they have that. And then when the trans movement sort of first came out on the scene, it was similar. All we want to do is fit in, be ourselves. And it quickly has been taken over by these perverts who do not want to fit in, as you can tell by the lack of effort. This dude just had a pair of earrings. Probably not on any kind of hormones, not even wearing a set of fake boobs, not doing anything to look female. So it has nothing to do with trying to fit in. And in fact, it's precisely about sticking out. These men want to be noticed. They want to be seen. They want to piss people off. They want women to see them in the locker room. And yeah, they're kind of throwing their weight around because they know there's nothing that can be done. They want to be noticed because it gets them off. And it's almost like they want people to say something to them so that they can cry victim. And these gyms don't do that. Unfortunately, the law has put business owners in a place where these freaking perverts can sue if they consider themselves in any way discriminated against. But just like a lot of laws and a lot of kind of leftist culture, the laws have not caught up to how people actually feel. So you have regular people like Tish here just being like, yeah, we're fed up with it. We're not doing it anymore. We're not pretending that you're one of us. We're not pretending that we're comfortable. We're going to speak out and we want you the hell away from us because it's creepy. So it's not about making women feel comfortable. It's specifically about making women feel uncomfortable. That's why you have that other Lily dude. I forget his name. Lily Tino, the one that likes to go to Disney World and likes to take pictures inside of women's bathrooms. Barely tries to look female at all because it's not about passing as female. It's about throwing your weight around and having the power to silence women and having the power to make women feel uncomfortable at the mercy of your fetish, your kink, what makes your pee-pee hard. So it is a sad time for women.
They're not giving a fuck about how women feel. I'd like to think. And I get it. Like, everybody has their own things, and I don't explain. I don't want to say that I know everything about gay rights or trans rights. I'm a lesbian. I've been a lesbian my whole life. I treat people how I want to be treated regardless of whatever their sexual orientation is or whatever they decide. So I'm not transphobic and I'm not homophobic. I'm not straightphobic. I'm not racist. None of these things. I just believe in treating people how I want to be treated. Why do you guys think it's okay for men to be in the women's restroom? And when is the cutoff point? Is it like, oh, you cut off your penis, you can come in here? Why aren't women making the laws? And if you really want to fucking be safe and
I looked into the law and you do not need, they can't ask for any proof of your gender. You don't even have to look a certain way. The laws are written so that nobody can question you. So her frustration is valid.
Feel good. Why don't we just make trans restrooms? Because it ain't right. The way I feel right now.
By the way, trans restrooms will never be a solution to this problem. For two reasons. Trans women, aka men, will not use a trans restroom. The whole point of it is to use the women's restroom, to use the women's locker room. So a trans locker room or a trans restroom is going to go unused. You might as well just make it like one of those single units, like a not quite a family changing room. You call, or even if you called it like a tranny changing room, you might as well just have a single unit for anybody to use, really, because these men are not going to go into a trans locker room. The whole point of it is to go into the women's locker room. They do it to make people feel uncomfortable because they get off on it. So creating a space for them will not work. They will not use it. And it's not going to be something I think they can get funding for, because the laws have been written that you can use the restroom of whatever gender that you feel like you are that day when you wake up without proof of anything.
And don't come to my he gay looking at you. I don't give a fuck, bro. It's about a feeling, yo. Like, if you never been a little girl who been touched or been through some shit, you won't understand that feeling. And you've never been a little girl.
First of all, that last 10 seconds breaks my heart, because that kind of gets to the crux of the issue, right? Like, that's, we don't know this woman's history, but the fact that she is bringing that up as a reason why this triggers so many women and makes women, real actual women, feel uncomfortable, it's a very valid reason. And yeah, the fact that Tish is bringing this up, maybe there is a good chance that this happened to her. And seeing a naked man in a locker room, seeing her naked, is bringing a lot of that up. Hey, maybe that happened to her, and maybe that's why she's a lesbian, because she had a traumatic experience as a kid involving a man, and it made her want to get the hell as far away as possible from men as she could, and now she's a lesbian. I think that's how a lot of lesbians sort of come to be, unfortunately. It seems like, weirdly, abuse has different effects. Like, if a little girl is abused, maybe she'll end up as a lesbian and like really hating men. And sometimes if a little boy is abused by a man, then they grow up to be gay, almost to kind of like justify the abuse. I'm not saying that's how all gay people come to be. I've just seen a lot of examples of it. I know that's how some people get to be where they are. So yeah, my heart breaks for this lady. Hi, deranged lunatic. Apparently New York has forgotten 9/11. Yeah, exactly. They never forget. Only lasted, what, 14 years? That's sad. I know, we're not going to talk about New York City today. Yeah. That's why she's a lesbo. It could be. Yeah, she's not trying to be around men. And really, like, the locker room, the restroom is one of the few places that are women's only spaces really left anywhere. So, but no, we can't preserve that, because we have to make men with a fetish feel comfortable. And that's what they've done. They've wormed their way into being a victim group. And they want the same treatment as gays and lesbians, as the friggin' handicapped, right? When really they're just men with fetishes. And they knew what they were doing. Chrissy once claimed she was bisexual on a stream. I probably was making a joke or something. We'll have to check the archives for that. I do have some jokes about bisexual people. Okay. So she films this video in her car. Then she filmed another video in her car, which I believe came out right after. Wise words of truth and unity from Tish Hyman. Again, and it's unfortunate that she even had to preface this by saying, I'm not transphobic. I'm not homophobic. I don't actually, and that was my favorite line. Like, I don't even think about trans people. Like, I just live my life, you know?
Now, I'm not telling anybody to be Republican or Democrat or anything, because I'm neither. I'm just a woman who's standing up for women's rights. And I don't give a fuck what you are. If you're a Republican, a Democrat, I don't care if you support Trump or Kamala. I don't give a fuck. All I need is people to come together for one thing. It's to help women, to save women. Women! Women! Not fucking men with dicks and dresses. Women! Okay? Now, what do I think about trans? I don't fucking think about trans! I'm a fucking lady! I don't give a shit about trans! I don't give two fucks about if a person wants to be this or that or what the fuck ever, bro. But you know what? Do that shit outside the locker fucking room. You fucking men, do it out of the locker room. It doesn't fucking matter if you a woman in your fucking head. In fucking reality, you look like a fucking man to me and to every other woman. And we don't care.
Oh, I love it. She's mad. She's like, this is really hitting close to home for her. This is, and it should, and it really, unfortunately, like, it shouldn't take you being abused as a child for you to be outspoken on this issue. But for some folks, like, the upset and the rage you feel trumps that experience, and whatever voice you have being like, oh, I don't know, don't be difficult, don't make a scene. And it's like, nope, that's, her feelings are just past that point. And I bet she probably put that video out. Let's see, did she do that after her first one? Yeah, I think because she's wearing a black tank top in that first car video, and now she's wearing a white one. So maybe she filmed this like the next day, probably when she saw, I'm sure mostly it's conservatives and centrists having her back online, certainly from what I've been seeing. Because if you're a liberal, you can't support, isn't that funny? If you're a liberal, you can't be seen supporting this black lesbian because you don't want to look transphobic, because the liberals have painted themselves into a corner, and it's just getting smaller and smaller. So you can't be seen supporting this black lesbian on the locker room issue with trans people, or else you don't want to be deemed transphobic. So the majority of the support she's getting is from people on the right and in the middle. And she's probably a liberal herself, or at least a Democrat. So she's got to make another video saying like, hey, I'm not trying to make this political. I'm not telling people to be Republican by having passionate feelings about this issue. And unfortunately, this should not be a political issue. This should be an issue of what's right and what's wrong. Because that's what it is. It's about right and wrong. Let me share this tweet from Buck Angel. Attention trans activists. It's all going to take you out hard. Women are done with you. And here's another video. I'm not sure where exactly this is from, but it's another video of a guy in a women's restroom, and he gets verbally attacked, as he should, by a bunch of women, which you love to see. Anyone else starting to feel less fatigued lately thanks to all these base Shaniquas popping off? This funny tweet. But here, they find this guy in a women's bathroom. I don't know, with his shorts off. Like, what the hell is he doing? I'm sure we know what he's doing. Doesn't take a genius to figure it out. But I love it. They catch him, they open the door, And there's a bunch of them, and they're relentless. They film him, and they say, "Get the hell out of here."
No! Fuck no, bitch! That shit! You was watching my friends! These motherfuckers are sick!
You see? I should punch you in your fucking face.
I really should! You really should!
You dead ass? You dead ass? You
You dead ass. I'll translate. You dead ass means, are you serious? Are you serious? Because apparently that bottle that he puts in his pocket here, that we see him put in his pocket, is a bottle of lube. Look at this. He brought like, this is not just a small travel friendly, like travel size lube. This is a straight up full bottle. This is like a 6-month supply that he brought in in here with him to the bathroom. Yuck.
You dead ass? You dead ass? You dead ass? Fucking bathroom?
I run this shit.
You in the fucking you ain't run shit. You touch it, nigga. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? Nigga, where did this nigga even come from?
I can beat your ass!
Woo! I mean, like that video was so entertaining because like nobody got hurt, nobody was attacked. It's them just screaming at this pervert who was in their bathroom. Oh, okay. So I'm looking at the comments here. Let me bring the comments back up. This gives us some cuddler, no pun intended, some color into what happened here. I was shocked to see there are open unisex bathrooms in the Seattle airport. They need to go there. We should all donate some money and sponsor them to travel the country doing things in bathrooms nationwide. Ugh. Oh, okay. So this is not in the Seattle airport, but this person is saying there are open unisex bathrooms. I see. Because women, no matter our skin tone or background, are the only ones who can fight back against this bullshit. If men step in, broken laws will protect these perverts. Real women are done. I couldn't have said this better myself. Real women are done. I praise and respect these women to the highest degree. I do too. It really does take balls to approach a man because men are scary sometimes, especially when they're bigger than you, which most of them are. So this is the one thing I would encourage packs of women to like go scream at one of these perverts and get them the hell out of there. If women collectively did this from the very beginning, we wouldn't be here today. Grok was the man in the video ever found and charged. Yes, the man. Oh, wow. Thank you, Grok. Yes, the man depicted wearing a black Nike polo and red shirts was identified and arrested in Florida. It was in Florida for defying state law prohibiting males from entering female restrooms. Video evidence captured his open violation, leading to charges despite his claims of impunity. Such cases are underscore real privacy concerns in shared spaces beyond ideological debates. Wow, Grok, that was helpful. Ugh. Look at him, just putting his freaking shorts back on. Like he was he probably had shorts off, underpants down, and was like beating his meat. To what? I don't know. To the idea that he's just in a women's bathroom. It's so great to see people actually getting it now, but someone will still say those ladies are transphobic. Oh, again, it's not like these men have stopped even trying to look like women at this point. Like they're just straight up going in there. He looks like the HVAC repairman. He's making zero effort. No, not a wig, not a stitch of lipstick. He just went in there with his 6-month supply of lube and went at it. Pepper spray him right in the eyes. He had a tube of lube and his shorts were off and he was in the spacious disabled. This is another offense. He's a dude in a women's bathroom. He's beating his meat and he's taking a handicap bathroom away from a a biologically handicapped woman. I can tell they can tell it like it is for sure. Based Shaniquas. Do you see the bottle of lotion he grabbed and tucked away real quick? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we all see that. Oh look, not a trans woman. Because there's no such thing. And these men that have this like fetish, they have stopped even trying because they know that the laws are such that they don't even need to try. The laws have their back. Disgusting. Okay. So, right. So Buck Angel tweets that out. Buck Angel is like one of the absolute realest people on the internet. He is a trans woman himself and just understands reality. Does not want trans women to be in biological women's locker rooms. So just really a really cool, great person who was not trying to make anybody feel uncomfortable like most of these dudes are. Dude, I saw this. I wasn't shocked. I was pissed off. These are the men the trans activists allowed into women's spaces. Predators, perverts, creeps, peeping toms, rapists, sick Fs need to be fast tracked to the wood chipper. Wow. Interesting. Women have had enough. I don't know if you saw it, but last week someone had written that there was an awful person in casualty department in the hospital. The security were called and could do nothing with the brute when a group of glass region. Okay, I don't know what that's about. Oh, this is a picture of the man. That's him. This is him. Not an effort. Like literally just a it's these gay dudes that they have a fetish that they want to be treated like a woman sexually. Oftentimes they want to be like, they don't understand what it's like to be a woman, but they think, oh, what it's like to be a woman is to just be constantly ogled and be treated like a piece of meat and be treated like a sex slave and to be like a thing, you know? And these gay dudes who have this fetish, like that's what they want for themselves. And they also, these men hate women and like, they either hate women or they get off on the power. They get off on being able to be in these spaces and make women feel uncomfortable. Yuck. Yuck. Bleh. Bleh is right. Okay. So let's bring up this tweet. Whoops, did that already. Oh, yes, a woman of today. A modern woman. Oh, I'll be a circle. I'll be a circle. Okay. This is I liked this tweet from Tiffany, woman 4W. I try to explain this all the time. Black lesbian trumped by white trans male. White girl trumped by brown immigrant male. White trans female trumped by black trans male. At every point of intersectionality, there exists a man whose need/desires trump yours if you are female. Which is ultimately very unfeminist. And like, yeah, by the way, bullying your way into a women's space and loudly bitching and making your presence known and being aggro about it and confident. Guess what? That's a very male thing to do. That's a very masculine way to handle something. Whereas, you know how real women handle problems? We sort of slink back. We don't say anything. We put up with stuff we don't like. We tolerate it. We suck it up because that's what being a woman is about. Being uncomfortable. So much for intersectionality and DEI. White guys pretending to be women trump black lesbians. Boo-doo-doo-doo. It is like DEI has come full swing back to prioritizing white dudes. I would be laughing if it wasn't so enraging. I started to write an article about this a couple of years ago, but it was just too depressing. At the top of every oppression pyramid sits a middle-aged straight man in a dress. It's diabolical, but so many people parrot the intersectionality nonsense without any critical thought. I know that wasn't the original intention of intersectionality, but it's where we've ended up. It's a numbers game. Straight white males wind up on top because they are the most beloved demographic. I don't know if they're beloved, but they are perhaps the most confident. They get the most shit accomplished. Straight men love themselves as a collective. Gay/bi men love them. Straight/bi women love them. There is no demographic with a bigger, more moneyed, more vocal fan club. Numbers simply don't lie. The majority of human beings in the West are either attracted to straight white males or aspire to be like other straight white males. There are nowhere near as many lesbians as there are gay men, and far more straight women than lesbians. I don't know if they're beloved so much as like maybe there's the most of them, and they are the most like confident in getting their needs met, which is very male again. Which means your fight is misogyny, not trans. My fight is against all gross men, whether they identify as trans or not. Which means misogyny. I'll assume you know the definition. However, I'll add that being militant anti-trans is going to trigger some people in ways you won't like, because the more you try to diminish them, the more they are going to make sure you don't. Yeah, because we have, given them an inch and they've taken a foot, so to speak. Men standing up and declaring that the fiction they've concocted for themselves is the new truth, despite everyone having eyes and expecting the world to bend to their retarded whims, is peak misogyny. Like, hello. Yeah. Very manly thing to do. It requires misogyny for a man to decide to colonize womanhood, the same way it requires racism for a man to decide to colonize a country he doesn't belong to. Oh, you mean like how the Muslims are colonizing like European countries and America? So if you start bad, you're bad. Your whole group is bad. Black men were given the right to vote before white women. Racism runs deep. Sexism runs deeper in most cultures. And chances are if a man is racist against black people, he's also got dreams of a mute pregnant woman barefoot in the kitchen. Don't we all want that? Black men got the vote in 1870. Jim Crow laws meant you couldn't vote if your grandfather didn't vote. White women got the vote in 1920. Oh, cool. I think I knew that. This has been proven multiple times. Why is that? Why does intersectionality, queer theory, wokeism, cultural Marxism, third wave feminism, social justice, postmodernist Marxism repeatedly do this? Why does trans offer this movement that is more important than all the other issues? Oh, I would say nothing. It's not just trans. It's that at heart, men are centered by the majority of people. I don't think it's that. Centered by men, centered by women. No. I think it's men are very good at getting their needs met. Like perverts or not, men make their voices heard. I think men are better with confrontation than women are. They advocate for themselves better. So it makes sense that all these laws to protect trans women, men, enforce this stuff. Don't forget Muslim, the category that trumps all. Can't just be Muslim. You have to be violent, belligerent, jihadi adjacent, normal Muslims with jobs, communities, civic mindedness don't excite the leftist mob. Wow. See, nurse who called transgender pedo Mr. is suspended after investigation. Crazy. Like, really, these laws have people. Why is Long Island trending? Oh, he won? Uh-oh. Do I dare click on it? Ah! He won! Breaking news. Breaking news, everybody. Zoran won the New York mayoral race. It's official. He won. New Yorkers forgot. No, Zoran now admits he won't be able to fund his socialist plans. He said he'd tax billionaires, but now he's faced with Governor Hochul saying she won't do that. How does Mandami fund socialism without raising taxes? He won't. He's a fraud. Duh. Mamdani didn't win because Sliwa split the vote. He won because New Yorkers willfully forgot and chose to believe a lie. Is he projected winner? This is an hour ago. Oh, I like this tweet from Robbie Starbuck. Always has the best takes. The bad news for good people in New York City is that Mamdani won, but the good news for the rest of America is that Mamdani won. Why? He will define Dems as a communist party, teach the country a lesson about why socialism and communism suck, so we don't try it nationally. There are still white liberals in South Africa, man. No one is going to learn from this. It's going to just be decay. When he fails, he'll blame Islamophobia and racism. Oh, yes. Quite predictable. Woke is back. He won. Rest in peace, New York City. Welcome to Cuba. Wow. Yikes. We're going to denaturalize Mandami. I told them after he won the primary, which they never thought they would, that it had to be done. Ay, ay, ay. Yikes. Wow. Oh, is this AOC reacting? Yuck. What is she saying, that idiot?
Trump is a 34-time convicted felon, and he is endorsing a sexual harasser that has multiple accusations, very credible accusations and investigations against them. Birds of a feather, you know, they flock together, and we have to understand how grave this threat is. We know that Donald Trump has not only been convicted of committing crimes, but that the Supreme Court has given him a blank check to continue to commit crimes while in office. So we cannot underestimate the threat and the danger of this moment, but we cannot respond to that threat with cowardice. We cannot respond to that threat with complying in advance. We have to respond to that threat with a strong, organized, cohesive, and strategic effort to fight for working families, rule of law, and civil rights for every American across age, ethnicity, gender, and geography. And I believe that we can do that. I have to tell you, Trump is a 34-time
AOC. Literally all the Dems have at this point is just Trump's accusations and all the lawfare they tried to throw at him. Like, they just are in such a weak position. They've really put themselves into a corner. Corporate Duck, thank you for the $4.99. For years, feminists have ranted ad nauseum about how dangerous men are to women. Now they advocate for men to be let in women's locker rooms. WTF. Well, let me tell you guys, like, the women who are advocating for this don't directly experience it themselves. I bet it's a lot of, like, well-to-do middle and upper class white women who can afford the luxury of being a leftist because maybe they have never been, like, abused by a man, and maybe they can afford a private gym or like an Equinox or like a nice bougie home gym where they never have to deal with this stuff. And their kids are in private school, so they're not worried about their daughter, something horrible happening to her at school or something, because they can sort of pay their way out of having these experiences, but then they feel bad. They have these like crippling empathy, so they vote against their own best interests, and they don't really wake up because these issues don't actually affect them. They affect most of us, though. Just exhausting. Now they go. No, they don't get to the. They don't go to the. True, or they just never go to the gym. That or they're like exactly Ellis. They're like fat allies who are like, yeah, have abortion punch cards. Okay, so we talked about that. Wow. Okay, this is a good tweet. I'll bring this up. Bum, 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 bum. Do, 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 dee, 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 dee. You didn't have to cut me off. Okay, this is a tweet from Ben Appel. The most troubling aspects is that it's clear she and so many others are still under the impression that all trans ID'd males are just effeminate gay guys, when in fact the majority are straight men who get off on this stuff. Okay, I think they meant to say trans women. Yeah, I think at this point most women know that it's just dudes with fetishes. So I want to get into the law a little bit more in California, and why, unfortunately, Gold's Gym and many other gyms sort of have their hands tied at this point. So I asked Grok, what is the law for allowing trans women in locker rooms in California? All these articles came up. In California law, state law explicitly protects trans individuals' right to access sex-segregated facilities, including locker rooms, based on their gender identity rather than their assigned sex at birth. This applies across various contexts, such as public accommodations, gyms, spas, businesses, workplaces, and schools. Below is a breakdown of the key laws and their implications for trans women, individuals assigned male at birth. Yeah, we all know what that is. There's the UNRRA Civil Rights Act, California Civil Code 51. This prohibits discrimination in businesses, establishments, and public accommodations based on sex, gender identity, or gender expression. It requires full and equal accommodations, advantages. Because a lot of these places, they just were like, we're not going to build a trans locker room. They don't have the space for it. They don't want to spend the money on it. So they just go, all right, it's easier to just let them in the friggin' women's room without denial based on gender identity. As a result, trans women must be allowed to use women's locker rooms in gyms, spas, or other public facilities that align with their gender identity. Businesses cannot force use of facilities mismatched with the identity. They cannot require proof of gender. They cannot exclude based on assigned sex at birth. Violations can lead to civil lawsuits for damages. These businesses do not want to pay out thousands, millions of dollars to people for this. So they just go, ugh, it's messy. Let's just let these kinky dudes do what they want. Because again, these men know these laws. And they the women in the locker room are at their mercy, and the people who work at the gym are at their mercy because they don't want to get sued. Okay, there's the Fair Employment and Housing Act, FEHA, Government Code 12900. For workplaces, this mandates that employees, including trans women, have the right to use restrooms, showers, and locker rooms corresponding to the gender identity. Employers must provide access without discrimination. All right, that has to do with workplaces more so. And cannot condition it on medical transition. So you don't have to have anything done to you to be a woman in California. and you can get fined or sued. Then there's the Education Code 221.5, school rights of trans students. Any student, K through 12, can go into whatever bathroom they want. Further requires all public schools to provide at least one gender-neutral restroom option by 2026. This supplements, not replaces, the right to use. So not only if you're a K through 12 kid, clearly going through a horrible phase where you think you're trans, not only can you use, if you're like a confused boy or girl, not only can you use the opposite gender's bathroom, but they have to have also additionally a gender neutral restroom option for you. AB 1732, all gender single occupancy restroom, effective 2017. This requires single user restrooms in businesses, public accommodations, and government buildings to be marked as all gender. Okay, so that's not necessarily like a woke company thing. Any government building has to have an all gender restroom, and it has to be labeled as such. It promotes inclusivity but doesn't override the above rights for multi-user locker rooms. These protections apply statewide and align with federal interpretations of Title IX for schools and Title VII for employment. Though California law is more explicit and protective, noncompliance can result in complaints to the ACLU, the Transgender Law Center, or state agencies, potentially leading to injunctions, monetary penalties, or compensatory damages. So these companies, they just don't want to deal with the hassle, the lawsuits. They do not want to be paying out all this money to these freaks. So they just look the other way and they let it go and let it go. And, you know, we the consumers, we, the women who have to share spaces with these perverts, we're the ones that get screwed over. As of November 25, these laws remain in effect without any major amendments. Because the transes are now, they want exactly everything that lesbians and gays have. And it seems like they have even more so in terms of protections. For practical implications, for example, a gym cannot bar a transgender woman from the women's locker room, even if they have concerns about privacy. Wow. They cannot bar a man from entering the women's locker room. This is law. Accommodations like privacy screens may be suggested, but exclusion is illegal. Even if they were to put up something like a privacy screen, these dudes would just march on through it. They don't care. Wow. Disgusting. Is it like official that he won? Let's see. Viral video. Mom Dami supporter picks Cuba as top socialist nation. Oh boy. Well, he won. Ugh. Why is Long Island trending? Oh, that they think a UFO is on Long Island, like in the shape of an S. Interesting. Huh. In Long Island, people say, yeah, that's a big debate whether people go, is it in Long Island or on Long Island? I think apparently the right way to say it is on Long Island. He won by a few percent. Now everybody's gonna give shit to Curtis Sliwa. They're gonna be hating on him for most of the week. Okay, so let's bring up this California labor law. Can I embiggen this? Embiggen. I think that's from Calvin and Hobbes. Gender discrimination on restrooms and locker rooms. Wow. Yeah, because it's under the umbrella of LGBT. So that's how they snuck it in there. And guess what else they're trying to add to the LGBT umbrella? Probably P. They want pedos to be in here. They want it to be LGBTP. Or they're going to call it LGBTM for maps. LGBTP sounds better. Oh, goodness. Most of the issues facing the LGBT community involve the trans right to public restrooms and other facilities. As of July 1st, 2017, trans people have the right to access restrooms and locker rooms that are consistent with whatever the hell they feel like that day. It's based on California's FEHA. Unfortunately, the majority of trans peoples will encounter gender discrimination, as they should. No, unfortunately it's rare. The trans people that are like Buck Angel or like Blair White that just want to live their lives and not make everybody else feel uncomfortable, and creep on women. Yeah, you will have if they keep you from using a restroom, you might have grounds to file a lawsuit against the party or the entity. So Gold's Gym does not want to be sued. The attorneys at the California Employee Rights Legal Group are ready to help you file a lawsuit that discriminated you. It's discrimination. I'm allowed to creep on these women and make them feel uncomfortable. Because if I don't, it's discrimination. Clarifying the meaning of transgender. You don't have to clarify. In many cases, discrimination rises from a lack of information or ignorance. Yeah. I have to be a creep towards women. It's how I express myself. Many parties who do not understand what it means to be transgender are the ones who are most discriminative. You don't understand. You don't understand what it means to be transgender. I have to jerk off in the women's bathroom. I have to jerk off in front of all these women who are trying to get dressed. That's what it means to be trans. Wow. I want to go into the bathroom and jerk off just like a biological woman would. Yeah. Wow. This is insane. Are cis female individuals comfortable in using the men's restroom? Are cis male individuals comfortable in the women's restroom? No. So why are we letting born men into the women's room? Because that's the loophole. Wow. Because this is what the left does. They equate what you feel with reality. And your feelings can change day to day, hour to hour, as we all know. So it comes down to this California FEHA law, FEHA. It was recently updated to include rules regarding use of gender-specific facilities such as restrooms and locker rooms. You have the right to use the restrooms and locker rooms that correspond to your identity without having to provide any proof of gender. But they'll provide proof of their gender once they get in there. They'll have their dicks out. They'll be beating their meat. That's when they prove their gender. They wait till they're already in there. Wow. Because if I can't beat my meat in front of a bunch of women in their locker room, I'll file a lawsuit. Isn't that insane? This is where we're at. Gross. Right. As long as you have a feminine penis. Yuck. let's see. Do I want to bring up another thing here? This might be redundant. This is on the ACLU. Let's embiggen this a little bit more. No, I don't want to block it. Visiting gyms and spas can be an essential part of maintaining physical and mental health. Remember when I had time to go to the gym? That was nice. And now I'm a mom. Can a spa or gym deny me service or exclude me from gender segregated spaces? No. Because it's a civil right. The UNRWA Civil Rights Act. Wowie. And these men know this full well. That's why they can march in and out, and they don't care what any of these women think. You have the full right to use whatever you want, and they can't do shit or else. And these men know that they can sue. And the people that work there know that these men can sue. They cannot require a driver's license, a birth certificate, a court order, a medical record. Nope, they don't have to ask you to show anything. You can use whatever facility you feel most comfortable. The business does not get to choose. If a gym or a spa has a gendered dress code, I've never heard of any place doing this. Have you guys, chat, have you guys ever heard of a place that does this? Do I have the right to wear clothing that is consistent with my gender identity? Yes, if a gym or spa has a gender-specific dress code, it is your right. Okay, maybe it's a spa thing. I don't know. Follow the part that is consistent with your gender identity. The business cannot dictate which dress code you follow. Businesses can better accommodate everyone by doing away with gender-specific dress codes. I am being harassed because of my gender identity. Is this legal? No, it's not legal. Businesses have a legal responsibility to prevent and address harassment by staff and other customers. Now, this guy is probably going to put in a complaint that he was harassed verbally by Tish Hyman. Very interesting. And of course, they don't want that lawsuit, so that's why they canceled her membership. Unbelievable. So now he gets to do this to some other woman. Some examples of harassment can include threats, physical touch, unwanted sexual conduct, filming someone without their consent. So it's considered harassment to film someone without their consent. Does that apply to any other group? Like, people are allowed to film in public. That's a public gym. You're allowed to film. You're allowed to film like on the street, public spaces. But if you're trans, well, filming is now harassment. Wow. And if you're a scared business owner, you would read this part. I own a gym/spa. How can I make sure it's legally compliant and welcoming to all people? Make sure your business has clear policies prohibiting gender discrimination and harassment of trans and non-binary people, specifically allowing all customers and employees to use the facilities that align with their mental illness. Train your staff on proper implementation of those policies, including how to handle and de-escalate any conflict. Yeah, the staff did not handle this. They did not de-escalate. They were scared shitless. And they banned that lady. Train your staff to not make gendered assumptions. And now we're changing the way teachers teach their classes. Like, you can't just say to your aerobics class, okay, ladies, now we're going to do this and that. No, you have to say, I don't know, guys or everyone. Probably can't say guys anymore either. Can't call anyone sir who looks like a sir. Set up your enrollment forms and computer systems so customers can specify the name and pronouns they go by. Oh, so now these businesses have to create systems to include a pronoun. This is just costing everybody money and stress. Make sure the staff use them. If your establishment has a dress code, make sure it's gender neutral or remove the dress code. Provide comprehensive gender diversity. Include, and you have to have everyone on your staff has to do a friggin' training session. Preferably with trans and non-binary trainers. So you have to change your locker rooms. You have to change your software to include pronouns. You have to change the teachers that can't say ladies to their classes anymore. You have to let these creeps into the locker rooms. The employees have to do trainings, and you have to hire trans and non-binary trainers. How exhausting does that all sound? And if you don't do it, you're going to be sued. Just insane. The amount of hoops that these businesses have to jump through to appease these woke mobs. What's up, Zato? Thank you for the 10. The really sick part is these aren't Playboy playmates. These are degenerates that are jerking it. Oh, yeah, this is just like Joe Schmo off the street with a 6-month supply of lube going into the bathroom, beating his meat. Wow. Thank God my son went to private Catholic school for K through 12. None of this BS is allowed in his classrooms. Good. Thank God. Thank God there's hope for some schools then. Yeah, you're right, Joe. It sounds like a takeover by these trans individuals. It is a takeover. Women don't. Okay, I don't appreciate this comment. Is women don't even really work out; they just go to be seen. I used to go to essentially a women's only gym. F45 there were maybe 4 dudes that ever went there, but it's really mostly all women. And those are hard workouts. I got into the best shape of my life 2 years ago before my wedding. So I resent that comment. You need to react to Lily's return to TikTok after his break. Oh boy. Lily Tino return. Is this on Twitter? I don't know. Okay, I think I have found. I found the video where he says he is taking a break. Oh, thank you, Wraith. I worked my ass off for basically like a year and a half. Okay, this was when Lily Tino announced his break.
So the whole point of why I do what I do.
I do what I do.
Create content.
Yeah, okay.
Is to educate and to entertain.
Entertain yourself.
In that order. And I think that recently my content has taken a bit of a shift to be more, well, I'm hurt. I am deeply hurt because of the amount of hate that I've gotten over the past 3 years doing this, 2.5 years. And that hurt has influenced the way that I do things. As a content creator, especially as a streamer, I'm always on camera, talking all the time, daily updates about where I'm at. And I think that the hurt that I feel has influenced the way that I've pushed in my content to be confrontational and be in your face about what I'm trying to do, which is ultimately teach people about trans things, and hopefully make for a more accepting world. But I don't want the hurt to be a part of it anymore. That shift is not fun for me at all.
What he is basically saying, he's like, I don't like that people are waking up and I'm getting backlash. This person is like, it's not fun for me and it hurts because people are telling me how they really feel. And I'm making people feel uncomfortable, which I knew I was. I just didn't want to hear about it and I didn't want complaints. So he's sad that us women, and maybe men who are sticking up for women, we're ruining his boner. We are ruining his fetish.
It's actually really awful, and it doesn't just impact me, but my family and my friends, and I'm not here to hurt anybody. I'm always going to be a confrontational person, but I think there's ways to do it.
Wow, I'm always going to be a confrontational person. There you have it. That's men. Not all men. I'm just saying that attitude is very specifically male. Like, statistically, men are more confrontational than women. And, I don't want to hurt anybody. It's like, no, I don't want to hear about people being upset with me. That's what he actually means. If he cared about how people felt about him, he would not have carried on like he has for so long.
That are not channeling the anger I feel at the world for hurting me. So to that end, I'm gonna take a break. I don't know when I'll be back. I'll be back, but I don't know when. I need to take some time. I'm not gonna change myself for anybody. That's never gonna happen. But I am gonna work on the way that my hurt has.
All he says is my hurt, my hurt. The only person he cares about is himself. He doesn't care about the people he's made feel uncomfortable over the whatever months and years he's been doing this. He doesn't care about women who get creeped out by him in bathrooms. He only cares about himself. He's like, you guys are ruining my boner. I'm hurt. I'm not having fun anymore. He doesn't give two shits about anybody else, namely actual women.
Taken over my content in some ways. So, thank you for all the support, and we'll see you somewhere down the road.
Oh, everyone missed me. Oh, everybody feel bad that I'm leaving the internet. Oh, I'm taking a break. Please beg me to stay. Please, please beg me. Please say, Lily, we need you. We love you. We appreciate your weird kink. We want you to keep doing it. Keep making us feel uncomfortable because you're a victim. You're at top of the victim food chain. Please don't go. Yeah, nobody's saying that. Nobody's saying that. Okay, I have now I have the video of Lily. Thank you, Aldo, by the way. Lily's, I guess this is his triumvirate return to the internet. This is from last month. Ollie London trans TikToker Lily Tino returns. I didn't even know he left. Months after quitting social media following backlash over filming in women's toilets. I think it's a really easy trap to fall into, to let anger be the fuel, because there's a lot of anger to go around, especially being a trans person. I have so much male rage. Oh, why are you angry? Could it be all your crazy ass hormones that are fucking up your body and mind? Could that be it? Could you be angry because you look nothing like a woman? He spent thousands of dollars on surgeries and he still looks like a Neanderthal. That's a reason to be angry.
Hello. I'm back. What's up? Long time no see.
Oh, this is low. This is a low video.
I was talking about taking a break, and I did take a break, and now I'm back. But while I was gone, I did some reflecting on the way that I've been approaching things and figured something out. And that something is that I've been leading with anger. I kind of already knew that. Before, but that I've been leading with anger, specifically that I don't want to lead with anger. I think it's a really easy trap to fall into, to let anger be the fuel, because there's a lot of anger to go around, especially being a trans person in this day and age. But I just don't want it anymore because it makes me unhappy. So it's easier said than done, but the goal.
I just have to say something. Like, oh, I have all this justified anger being a trans person. You self-centered twat. You're angry because not everybody accepts you as a female because people still live in reality and they look at you and they see you as a man and they treat you like a man and they call you sir because you are one. And you're angry because we're all ruining your kink, because for your kink to be fully activated, you need to have people calling you ma'am and lady and Lily and whatever else and not say anything. And we all have to pretend along with you because that gets your pee-pee hard. And, oh, I'm so angry. Oh, it's so hard being a trans person. No, it's hard to not live in reality. It's hard to try to make the world go along with your delusions. Because the world is not entirely made up of woke activists and allies. It's made up of real people who are sick of your shit. So, oh, I'm sorry, we can't help you to make your pee-pee hard.
Is to lead with kindness. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Not just in making content, but in everything that I do. So, yeah, I'll be back. I'm going to try to start streaming again. Probably the day that I post this video. Definitely the day I post this video. Look out for a stream. I've got this new obsession with these like Disney card packs. We're going to open some of those on stream. I'm going to go out and eat at restaurants just the same. I'm going to post videos just the same. Might take a days or weeks.
Okay, so you've learned nothing, sir. You're going to do the exact same content you did before. You're just bored. You need your attention. You need your money, or whatever reasons that you do what you do. You have learned nothing. You're just like, oh, I need to cancel this break and be out there.
Weeks to get back up to my normal schedule. But I'm excited to start up again because even though my time off has been very nice and very nice opportunity that I have the privilege of taking to reflect on things, I'll be happy to see y'all again in the stream and to start creating again because it does bring me a lot of happiness to create. So yeah, I'll see you soon on the interwebs. Mr. Nugget, do you have anything to say?
Mr. Nugget's like, help me, please, someone collect me. My address is 55524 24th Street. He doxes Lily. Please come get me. I'll be waiting out in the yard tonight. Someone pick me up. Anyone, send help. I didn't look this insane before this tool adopted me. Help me. I'm sick of seeing his junk.
What do you think, Doug? Doug? I don't know. Oh, you want some pets? He wants pets. Okay. All right. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.
That dog does not look happy. Normally, every dog is like very happy to get pets and affection from his owner. Nope. That dog is like, anyone, get me out of here. Yeah, Mr. Nugget. Let's save Mr. Nugget. Yeah, probably. Aldo, did you get new headshots taken? Yeah, save Mr. Nugget and save Kaya. For real. For real. So Lily Tino has learned nothing on his break. Anyway, I'm going to keep following this Tish Hyman story. I've seen her getting a lot of attention from everybody's tweets. I've seen that she has tweeted about wanting to get on the Charlemagne show. And I get it. Like, she probably just wants to do the black shows. But maybe I should try to throw my ring in the hat and try to get her on. Oh, and she does music. This is cool. Erin Elizabeth has canceled her Gold's Gym membership in LA. Very cool. Joey Swole, I've been offline for most of the day, so I don't know all the details. But supposedly at Gold's Gym in LA, a man went into the women's locker room, which made several women very uncomfortable, some saying he exposed himself to a woman. And when the confrontation said, straight women love to see dick. Yep. See, even Tish was saying that's what he said. Another woman came to the defense of these women, confronting and recording the man, saying, women have the right to not want a man in the locker room when they're naked. This also isn't the first time this man has done this or had issues with women in the women's locker room. I still need to find out more, but I believe Gold's Gym kicked out both the woman recording as well as the man. I doubt they kicked the man out. They don't want to get sued. Regardless, if true, this is absolutely disgusting. Regardless of your politics, you should support women having the right to feel safe in gym locker rooms without having to see grown men naked. Then who is this Joey Swole? CEO of Gym Positivity. He is very positive. He said, good for you for standing up for yourself and women all over that feel the same. I will DM you and happily help you find a new gym and pay for it. I know a lot of great gyms here in LA. She said, oh my God, thank you. I was so stressed out about it. Wow. Look at all these people offering their help. Aha. So here is the identity of the man. Of the man who was in the locker room. Andy, no. Leave it to Andy. I have identified the trans person that Tish Hyman confronted for using the women's locker room at the Gold's Gym. Oh, it was Go EOS Fit? Really? I'm pretty sure it was Gold's Gym at Beverly Center in Los Angeles. His name is Grant Kyle Freeman. He goes by the name Alexis. Ms. Hyman was banned from the gym for not tolerating the man in the women's changing area. And there we go. Just making no effort whatsoever to look female. Just being a pervert is enough in 2025. Look at this. Look at this female form here. Look at this feminine physique on display. Hey. Oh my God, really? Okay. This is what we're defending here. Just gross. Just gross. Oh wow. He really can dig up some stuff here. Here's a video of Grant Kyle Freeman. Has a criminal record and appears to have taken his trans name Alexis from his ex-wife. Yes, he has a G. I wonder why his wife left him. Because he's a perv and a freak. Now he goes by Alexis. Yeah, why peep through the windows when you can walk right into the locker room and see it all? That's a funny shirt. His ex-wife's name is coincidentally Alexis. Yeah, they looked up his record. Oh, domestic dispute. Alexis Ray Freeman versus Grant Kyle Freeman from 2020. Termination without children. POV, AF, taxed in costs. I don't know what the hell that means. Maybe that's like their divorce, the fee for getting divorced. Oh, here's another one. Correctional. Drug trafficking charges. Wow. Grant Freeman has multiple arrests in both Ohio and Kentucky. Charges include domestic battery and drugs. This is not a stable person we're dealing with here. This is the type of creep Gold's Gym allows to walk around where daughters, wives, and mothers take showers. Ugh. Yeah. Violent and on drugs. And mentally ill. In real science, the technical name for transgender is autogynephilia. This is not gender. It's a fetish. Wow. Convicted criminal with an alias. Yikes. Well, it all kind of like goes together, doesn't it? I think we saw this video of him earlier. Oh, this is funny. Sorry, I laughed a little bit like just now. I'm a trans woman. What did he say? Something about not being able to compete with men. There it is. I feel like that sums it up beautifully. Oh my gosh, look at this. The problem is that women waited too long to complain about this kind of stuff. Yeah, I kind of agree. Gold's Gym blames the law, but it's California law, not federal, not SCOTUS. A state court forced them to let men in women's locker rooms. The other 49 states prove this isn't required. Wow, I didn't know it was just California. Oh, they also go by Angel Rising. This is gay. High Priestess, Somatic Healer, Fitness Trainer, Pisces. You could just say you're unemployed. Feel it, flourish, fly. Okay. You're a man with eyeliner. Trans women are just mansplaining what it's like to be a woman. Yep. Until next time, friends. These are funny. How can you tell I'm trans? It's a regular shark with a hammer strapped to his head. Wow. Criminal. And had his pee-pee out. Ugh. Is this the same guy? I guess so. Ugh. No, you can't get rid of me for this. I am a woman. I have every right to not want a man in the restroom and make it. Yep. This might be the same one.
One told you. He's talking to me. One told you. He's talking to me.
He assaulted me in there. Well, I guess he has a history of that, huh? He needs to have his gym membership revoked for that shit.
He needs to have his gym membership revoked for that shit.
All right, these are just small clips. Ew. That's just him in his undies. Gross. Who hires transgender present felons past asking for myself? This is my domain. I turned down a musical performance because they aren't cool with trans people. He responded, Trump, when I asked him if he was supportive of me transitioning from male to female. I just responded with Trump. That's great. Wow. What a creep. What a creep. Yeah, I'm going to be, you better believe I'm going to be following this story. Porg, thanks for the 2. Where's your hijab burqa, Chrissy? Mom Dami 1. Yeah, I guess I'll have to get fitted for my new burqa. I'll have to wear that if I ever go into New York City. Gross. So sad. But yes, I will be following this story very closely. I'm very interested to see what happens to Tish Hyman, what shows she gets on, what platforms she speaks on. Oh, Edgar, you seem jealous of the trans since you are so hateful against them. Is it because they are harder than you? All right, there's so much here. I think you're confusing being jealous of trans people with being disgusted by them largely. Again, I'm not saying everybody. Buck Angel is a doll. Blair White is a doll. But the vast majority of them are just mentally ill fetishists. So why would I be jealous of somebody who's mentally ill? I would not. So it's not hate. Again, it's disgust, and it's like I don't respect them. And I feel like they've been given too much slack and too many allowances. So that's not hate. That's just like I respect myself and other women. And no, they're not hotter than me. They're not hotter than again, that's like a high school girl response to something. But even if they were hotter than me, I still would feel the same way. So there. Again, not hate, just disgust, dismay, disappointment. You guys all understand. Anyway, you guys are the best. Even you, Edgar, because you're confused, but I'll pray for you. We have a really great guest coming into studio this week. So I'll see you guys back here on Thursday. I might do a stream tomorrow as well. But Thursday, I will have Savannah Antio in studio to do Nightmare. So stay tuned for that. That'll be fun. And of course, as always, Friday Night Tights this Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern on Nerdrotics channel. Oh, an all-black Simcast? That sounds fun. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I should see if she wants to do Simpcast. That sounds good. Okay. Love you all. And I'll see you soon. Bye.